He is a writer. His new book is called The Pirates of Somalia, Inside Their Hidden World. Please welcome to the program, Jay Bahadur. Thanks for joining us. Come and sit. Thank you for being here. The book is called The Pirates of Somalia, The Hidden World. Jay, you are how old?
I'm 27 now.
How old were you when you went by yourself to Somalia to live amongst the pirates?
Well, when I started scheming about it, I was 24.
As your father, I cannot allow this!
You know, surprisingly, my parents said very little about it. They, which has, you know, caused me to become concerned about it since then, because every media interview I do, people ask, you know, what did your parents think? And I said, never said anything. But then again, I never had to talk about drugs, sex, alcohol, so neither did I have one about going to, you know, in bed with vicious men on my own.
So your parents are somewhat laissez-faire when it comes to parenting.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
All right, fair enough. It is a remarkable story. There's a great sequence that dictates your I guess, 45-hour trip.
Yeah, it was about that.
As a 24-year-old, you don't know where you're going, and you land. A Ukrainian pilot with Cold War technology lands you in Somalia, and you step out of the plane and think.
Well, I said to myself, well, you know, I'm in Somalia. This was,
exactly.
This was something, and I talk about it in the book, how it's a strange experience going from a place where I've always consumed news my whole life to a place that's really only been defined by the news. I mean, I never knew anyone who's been to Somalia. You know, I would guess the same is true of you.
No, I've got some, just some people on my Christmas card list, but not a ton.
Yeah, so, you know, it's something it's a country that's totally been manufactured out of news reports, and coming to terms with that was sort of an experience.
Is the portrayal of Somalia then more chaotic, less chaotic? Is it in any way an accurate portrayal? Is it superficial and exaggerated?
Well, I think it has to be superficial, because one thing that doesn't come across in media reports is the fact that Somalia is incredibly segregated by clan. And so what you have on the ground is, in the south, it's a mess. It's sort of like what you see in the news. In the north, there's a lot of mini-states that have cropped up where local people have come together and, you know, formed governments, because people generally don't like to live in anarchy. And so you have a number of these statelets, and one of these regions I ended up going to was the center of the whole piracy explosion in 2008, and it's called Puntland. Mm-hmm. And originally the book was called The Pirates of Puntland, but no one knows what Puntland is, so.
To interview pirates, you have to be very careful about not calling them pirates, for one.
Yeah.
What was the term? You mentioned a term in the book that they preferred to be referred to as.
Badadinta Bada,
which
another
is
alliteration for you.
Nice.
It means saviors of the sea.
Exactly.
Which is, yeah, it's a rough translation, but yeah, it sort of encapsulates how they see themselves a little bit.
And what I didn't realize is it's sort of the first generation of the pirates comes from defending their lobster fishing turf, that some of these pirates were actually artisanal lobster fishermen. Right,
and that's true for a very, very, very small number. What most people don't know is that fishing was never a huge part of the Somali economy. In fact, the former dictator, Mohammed Siad Barre, the only reason there were these fishing communities is because he was a Marxist and really wanted to re-engineer his society. So he essentially started forcefully relocating people into these fishing communities in the 70s and 80s, which is how some of the pirates started. But now it's sort of it's exploded way beyond that. It's become part of the pirate PR machine. And there very much is a pirate PR machine. No, I swear, when you go and speak to them, it's like they're being issued press releases. And they know that the media seizes on this, you know, oppressed.
Well, you said one of the best ways to interview them was to get them to chew on, cot. The leaf that makes them drowsy or talkative.
Quite the opposite, yeah. It's sort of like a coca leaf, you know, something that really jacks you up. And I thought it was the funniest thing in the world, because you think, you know, pirates are, you read in the media that they're you know, building huge houses and live these luxurious lifestyles, but they spend it all on this drug. It's this really foul-tasting leaf that's imported from Kenya and Ethiopia. They can't even grow it there, so they're already sending the money back into the international markets. And I realized very quickly that this is a way to a pirate's heart. You bring him bags of cod, so you need to bring bags of them. You chew it for hours in a picnic-like setting, and they actually, well,
whenever that happens, I just hate it when ants the whole thing up.
yeah, well.
But go ahead.
But I was told when I was trying it the first time that it would either make me sex crazed or relaxed and talkative. I don't know why there was such a dichotomy between the two effects, but essentially,
Wow.
it made me relaxed and talkative. But apparently, a lot of the pirates, it actually really makes them quite sex crazed.
You would think that the Somali pirates would be more responsible,
Well,
and yet, it's a great read, and the fact of meeting you and seeing how young you are and all that depresses the hell out of me. But it's a great piece of work, and thank you for being on the show. The Pirates of
Thank you.
Somalia, it's on the bookshelves now. Jay Bahadur.